Here in this example, I'm logged in as a student in the course. As a student, I'm going to launch this activity that's been configured for grading. The student view displays the activity here, and then I can switch into full view to remove distractions if I'd like. Here I'll just simply scroll down and complete the activity. This is a multi-part question, so I move on to the next, I move on to the next, and then complete the activity by clicking check. Because it's a multi-part activity, my grade won't be submitted until I click the finish button. So I'll click finish, and then I'll move on to the next part of the activity. As I scroll down, I'll see this is another multi-part activity. And click finish again, and finally there's an essay. Paste a bunch of content and see. So at the end of this activity, I've done all the activities, and I will look now and see how did I do on that by checking my grade in the gradebook. And here you'll see I scored a 4 out of 20. Well, how did I earn that score? And this is where the Pressbooks results. As a student, I can load the Pressbooks result viewer at any time, and I will see the details of all of my attempts that I've made. From this drop-down, I'll see all of the activities that have been attempted. I'll go look at the Lurie Niedecker Black Hawk held activity. Here we'll see this is out of 20 points. If I click this, I see that it's giving me my best score, and here's the scores that I earned. So I earned a 4 out of 20 because I got 0 out of 3, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 7, 1 out of 5, and 1 out of 1. If I want to view details, I can see here's the activity or the question. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Here's the log of my attempts. I scored 1 out of 5, and I didn't answer any of these last 4, but I got the first one right. So to improve my score, I could go and retake any part of that activity or do the whole thing over again. I'll come back to content, and I'll launch this activity. For the purposes of this video, I won't retake the whole activity. I'll just do that first assessment that I struggled with. So I'll jump down and say, let's do this one in more detail. All right, I scored 5 out of 5. Now when I come back to the gradebook, instead of 4 out of 20, my score has now been 8 out of 20. I'll now see my attempt here has also been updated. So here I can see I now have a 5 out of 5 on that activity. When I view the log, I see 1 out of 5 for the first attempt, and I can now see a 5 out of 5 that I scored all these answers correctly. That's how students can use the Pressbooks Results Viewer. For the instructor, the view is very similar with a few small differences. Here, I'm logged in as the instructor of the course, and when I open the Pressbooks Results Viewer, what I'll see will be all of the available attempts from all of the students in the course. So here's 2 different students and how they've done, and I can see the activities and the scores they've earned. I also have a search button, which allows me to search if I have a large class roster. And if students are having problems with grading, I can click the report grading issue and tell Pressbooks support staff about the kind of issue my students are having.